Well, today we are here with Kristy Craig Anderson. She is in the Tampa area and with Dwell. Kristy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. We're taking it one day at a time.
Well, I can totally understand that. And you guys being in Florida, I mean, what does the market look like there? How's real estate doing? Give us a little peek into that area.
Yeah, well, so real estate has definitely slowed down, but not actually as much as we anticipated. And especially in the last, I think, week and a half, people have been our realtors have been kind of getting back to business as normal, good or bad. So we're hoping that it'll continue to be on the upswing.
Well, that's great. And I know that you have a home staging company. You have now pivoted also into a retail store. Tell us a little bit about your business and tell us how you guys are serving the community there, whether it is home staging, design, all of those good things.
Yeah, well, we have three brands really under Dwell. So we have Dwell Home Staging. That was what we did first. We've been doing that about 5.5 years, and we have Dwell Villa, which is our Airbnb furnishing service. So that's been great. And then we have Dwell Home Market, which is a large retail space that we opened about 6 weeks before the pandemic, which is a bummer. It was doing really well for 6 weeks. So now we're just kind of waiting to see what happens next.
Well, I know you said today's first day back in it. And when you think about all things home, you guys are really trying to be the go-to solution for real estate, living, vacation, all of those good things. And we know here we are hitting the, summertime with all of the beautiful. We literally just booked our mastermind in Treasure Island coming up in September. We love the whole area. We love St. Pete's, all the beautiful areas. And we know that people are going to want to get back. So whether it is real estate, vacation, I mean, what are you guys anticipating over these next few weeks and months?
Well, we're hoping, so the Airbnb market they have to get the full go-ahead to be back kind of in business. So we're excited for that to happen. I think that we should have a fairly strong summer as far as real estate goes, at least compared to what we anticipated it was going to be like 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were like, no one's ever going to buy anything again, and so we've kind of seen that things are better than we might have anticipated. And then for our retail space, we've been getting a ton of interest that we're open. I think people are ready to get out of the house. So my hope is that we can, at Florida in general, can safely, number one, but kind of reopen and just make sure all these small businesses stay in business and not, have a ton of more COVID cases in the process. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that we've really had to pivot our businesses. Tell me a little bit about how you guys in your brands had to think differently, think outside of the box, still serve your clients. What does that look like? How have you guys pivoted?
Well, first, I think the first part of the pivoting really had to happen internally and really kind of feel out where your team is and their comfort level, and what resources you're working with. So it's not just like what business is out there for me to get, but it's also who are my players, right? Because we have a large team and everybody responds to this differently. So everybody was like, are you working here? Are you working from home? What are we going to allow? What are you comfortable with? So that was key for us to how do we internally pivot before we start putting out there what we can and can't do for people. Who are we working with? So we did that. And then, so we also made the decision based on that, like we weren't going to do any occupied stages and we still aren't doing those. We weren't going to meet with people face to face whenever we could help it. So we're still doing that. And we've continued to do vacant stages pretty consistently. We're at about like half capacity with our team. And so we've been able to keep about half of our typical business load. So that's been good. We also, on the retail side, but also with some of our stagers, we learned how to do virtual design. So that's something I really recommend Design Files. If anybody has not tried that online virtual design program, it's super easy to learn. And I'd always done it kind of on the side, but I trained our designers and some of our stagers to do it. So that was a great way to make some income. And if you're a stager and you have a warehouse, you can sell people on Design Files. You can do this virtual design for them and sell them products that you can sell them to them in your warehouse. Like a lot of people use it to be like, oh, go to West Elm and buy this sofa. But if you have a warehouse, you freaking sell them the Ashley sofa or whatever, so that you can make some money on that income of those products and not just the design services. So those are some ways that we've changed it up a little bit and learned new skills, which has been great, you know?
So true. And tell me about the capacity of your team. I mean, you're thinking, if for those of you that are those that are watching have not met you guys, I know that we've known each other since really the beginning of your journey here. It's been so fascinating to watch. So the startup into how many team members do you guys have today? And when you think about pivoting, it's not just about internally talking to one or two people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have 19 now. Every day I'm like, how many? I should really know this, but yes. So we do have 19, and so we have two 26-foot trucks, and so typically for staging, we're sending out 2 trucks a day and 2 teams of logistics and stagers a day. The past like 5 weeks, we've been operating like 1 truck. So that's worked for us from a staging capacity as far as logistics and logistics team members who are working and stagers who are working. That's worked out well for us. But typically we're doing ideally 2 vacant stages and 2 D stages a day. So we've been doing about half that. We have a team of like 3 in retail operations, and then our villa operations is more like myself, and then I drag some people in with me, and then we have a couple in marketing and sales. So we're trying to cross-train as much as possible, and this also has afforded us that opportunity to like, hey, let me train you in a different department, which has been really cool. We also, I feel like I'm not answering your question, I'm going off on a tangent, but we finally finished our stager training manual, which was like always piecemeal, like here's 2 pieces of paper here and here's this, and so we finally put it all together, and it's 52 freaking pages. I'm like, maybe we had too much time on our hands, but yeah, so things like that have been a really great opportunity to use this to pivot in that way to get some of the back end stuff done too.
Yeah, that's great. And when you think about sales and marketing, what about that team? I mean, are they just reaching out to your current clients? Are they able to drum up new business, new opportunities? I mean, has that worked for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we've had to, we're being at 50% capacity, but it's not as easy to fill that as it once was. So our main salesperson, Jenny, she just left her condo for the first time today in like 7 weeks. She's amazing, but she's older and had like pre-existing stuff and was like, I gotta be on lockdown. And she been a rock star from home. It's so funny how you learn like, oh, maybe you can work from home more often, you know? But yeah, she just reached out to former clients from like even more than a year ago. We had discounts. We offered extra time for new stages, and then even for some pre-existing like in-place stages for our VIP realtors. We said, yeah, we're going to stop the rentals on this for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever we needed to do.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
for sure, having to pivot and think outside of the box and really meet our clients' needs, and they'll remember us, right? Once this is all over, they're going to remember that we stepped up that relationship and just that touch point. Well, how has your day evolved? And like, how have you personally as a business owner pivoted and really taken care of your health, but taking care of, what needed to happen in business? I mean, how have you been during this time?
I have been all over. I have like run the gamut. I feel like I went from like a crazy psychotic, like nobody breathes, like we can't leave, do anything. And like, now I'm like, what do you mean? Everybody has to go back to work. Like, I just, it's just emotional. Right. And then you have to think about 19 other people. Right. And like, what are the best business decisions? And I have, the biggest thing that I've taken away is that nobody has the answers. You know what I mean? And I honestly, like, even within our industry, and I love our industry, but there's a lot of like, you should be in business, you shouldn't, like all this back and forth. And really, nobody has the answers for this, and nobody knows what is the right next thing to do. And all you can do is your best. And so I think that personally, just as, an entrepreneur, I've learned like, man, we're all freaking just doing the best we can, and I think we need to give each other a lot more grace than maybe we have been, is something that I've taken from this. So yeah, it's just, and you have to, as a leader, you've got to, for whatever emotions you're going through, you know that everybody else is as well, tenfold. So those have been some good lessons, I think, for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Like, do what we can responsibly, and we're here to serve clients, but how can we do that where everyone's best interests are at heart? And you're absolutely right. None of us have gone through this before, and it's one of those things, how we're responding, and personally and inside our businesses to our clients locally. We're all in. It's like we're all in the same ocean, but we're in different boats because. For one company that can't get out, they're on lockdown. That's one thing. And then for another, they can do what they can do. And we're all adults. We just all need to make the best and the right decisions for our areas. And I know that you guys have done that 100%. And I can't wait. I mean, final thoughts on maybe how you guys are thinking and planning for a new quarter, for a new, summer, for just like the next highest and best. I mean, have you been able to kind of get outside of what's happening in your today to really think and plan and goal set for what's coming?
Yeah, we have a little bit, and while changing course as needed, we've also, this time has afforded us, we're finally using Stageforce. That only took us 2 years of implementation.
Sounds like us.
Oh my Lord, like I thought it was never going to happen. So we're now using that. So and we've kind of reorganized the warehouse. So we've been able to use this time to set new processes and standards and procedures for operationally how we're going to function in the next few months. So which is in a better way than honestly we thought we would be in those areas 6 months ago. So in that sense, I feel like we're like really ready to be really busy on the back end. It's just, are we going to be? So yeah, we're excited.
That's great. Well, I know great things are to come, especially there in Florida. I 100% believe you guys are going to be even positioned better on the other side of this than you are going into it. I mean, I just 100% believe that for you and your team and the areas that you serve. So thank you so much for your time today, Kristy. And I can't wait to see you, hopefully.
Treasure Island.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Let's do it. I can't wait. I'm excited too.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.